The year is 2045, and you are a child living with other children in a sort of orphanage. This place is beautiful, and you have a good life there. Besides the children, there is one adult who takes care of everyone. You have a good life, but your life expectancy is only 12 years. You live in a great place, but you don't know what's around it. How intriguing is the world and the characters of the promised Neverland? My name is Oliver. I have a degree in psychology, and today we will talk about the great anime, The Promised Neverland. Thank you very much to everyone who recommended this anime to me. It's sensational. The universe of the anime is a great mystery. What is around the orphanage? Do humans still exist as a society? What we know is that there are beings superior to humans, and those children raised in the orphanage are food for them. The children think that when they are called, they are going to an adoptive home, but in reality, they are going to be slaughtered. The rule for selecting children is based on their grades. The children with the lowest grades are sent first. 3 children with the highest grades are the main characters of the story, and they are the ones who discover the truth. Ray is the most controversial and unstable character among the 3. Ray doesn't have infantile amnesia, meaning he remembers things from when he was still a baby. In psychology, we call this highly superior autobiographical memory, HAM, a rare syndrome where someone remembers details from when they were a baby. Ray is the character who remembers the most about his life, which made him the first child to discover the truth. As a result, he has experienced much more than other children his age, giving him a maturity well beyond his years. However, discovering such atrocities has significantly impacted his development, making him the most unstable and enigmatic character in the anime. Our opinion of him changes frequently. He is quite unpredictable. In the anime, he shows many different sides, and in each moment, we have a different perspective of him. Norman has many traits of a gifted child. In psychology and literature, there are many authors who bring different perspectives on intelligence. We know that calling someone intelligent is complex and isn't limited to someone simply being good at calculations. The theory of multiple intelligences by Gardner and the theory of positive disintegration by Dabrowski each offer different concepts of intelligence, but the one we will contextualize with Norman is Renzulli's 3-ring conception of giftedness. He defines above-average intelligence through 3 main pillars: above-average ability, creativity, and motivation. Norman, Ray, and Emma have the highest grades among the children, which aligns with Norman's above-average ability and fulfills the first pillar. The second pillar, creativity, is evident in how Norman proposes and executes plans, such as organizing the children's escape, which required a great deal of creativity. The third pillar is motivation, starting something and maintaining consistency to go from beginning to end. Norman, once he discovers the truth, sets a goal and a plan, and he sees it through to the end, no matter the situation. This is impressive for an adult, but for an 11 to 12-year-old child, it borders on genius. Even Isabella, the mama who takes care of them in the orphanage, admits that Norman is indeed a special child who is well above average. Emma is the most human character in the series, in my opinion, due to her concern for others and her friends. Norman and Ray especially have often put their objectives above everything else. But Emma has always made it clear that escaping without her companions was something she would never do. According to psychologists Daniel Goleman and Paul Ekman, yes, the same Paul Ekman who developed concepts of body language used by Vitor Santos on the Metaferrando channel, empathy is considered a very important type of intelligence. Emma demonstrates what we call compassionate empathy. She not only understands the feelings of those around her, but also acts according to their needs, showing a high level of empathy. Some people have more empathy, while others have less. Empathy is something that develops with age, and Emma, even at such a young age, shows a level of understanding and empathy worthy of a hero. She is the great hope for those children, putting the objectives of others, especially the weaker ones, above her own. Oh, if humanity had Emma's empathy! Crone is another character responsible for caring for the children. What stands out most about her is the care she has for an old doll. Winnicott coined the term transitional object. I and many children had this object in childhood. It's that toy we wouldn't let go of for anything. The function of this transitional object is to fill the absence of the mother. When the mother goes to work or is absent for a long time, the child often has this object as an alternative to the mother. And Crone has this object even into adulthood. And she is an intriguing character. At times, we see her as someone with clear goals, a person determined to achieve those goals no matter the situation, no matter who she has to step over. Yet, in other moments, we see her being quite compassionate. I find her a very interesting character, especially in the scene where she analyzes the children not by what they say, but by their nonverbal expressions, their body movements, and their facial expressions. I found that incredible. Isabella, the mama, the one responsible for the entire orphanage. There's much debate about whether Isabella is a psychopath, but based on what we see of her in the anime, she is far from it. The concept of psychopathy is often discussed, and sometimes it's done so incorrectly. Psychopathy is essentially antisocial personality disorder and is characterized by someone who has very little empathy, meaning a person who will do whatever it takes, regardless of what it is, to achieve their goals, even if it means harming others. These individuals are impulsive. They act in the heat of the moment without thinking much. Many people associate psychopathy with coldness, with a calculated, methodical way of thinking and planning, but that's actually the opposite. People with this disorder tend to act without considering the consequences. Antisocial personality disorder, much more linked to corrupt politicians or reckless executives, is a broad topic. I won't go too deep into it now, especially since there's a character who embodies all these traits, and I plan to make a video about him. But the point is, Isabella doesn't exhibit these traits. In fact, she's a very calm person, someone who has her own principles, questionable and debatable as they may be, but she does show empathy in the series. Isabella understands the entire system. She knows the children will live only up to 12 years at most. However, she believes that giving the children the maximum comfort during the life they have is a form of solace. In other words, she considers it most important that these 12 years, this short period of life, be as fulfilling as possible. I'm reminded of a quote from Machado de Assis that says, "There are people who cry because roses have thorns, yet there are others who suffer because thorns have roses." Isabella may indeed be the villain of the orphanage, but she has her principles and a philosophy about it, and we will likely see her backstory unfold in the second season. However, I wouldn't categorize her as a sociopath or psychopath. The way the anime makes us question things is quite incredible. From the first to the last episode, it makes you question everything. It makes you think, what's out there? Should the children leave this orphanage? Okay, but what's out there? What awaits them outside? Does the world still exist? Does human society still exist? What's the safest place? In this society, is there a species that feeds on us? Thank you very much to everyone who recommended this anime to me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, click like, and if you want an in-depth analysis of any of the anime's characters that I didn't delve into too much, leave it in the comments. The one with the most votes, I'll bring to you. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.